All right, so let's talk about operator precedence. So precedence just talks about the order in which these operators are evaluated when they are used in the same expression. So the arithmetical operators that we talked about earlier can actually be combined in a single expression. So how do we evaluate that expression? I mean, in what order do we go? All right, so there is this general rule just like we have in mathematics. So we have your bracket first, which is your parentheses. We have the exponential, which is your, I mean, raised to power and all of that. We have your division, we have multiplication, we have addition, and then we have subtraction. Now, for division and multiplication, actually, they have the same order of precedence. I mean, they're on the same level. The same thing with addition and subtraction. So we'll see how do we address having them um in a particular in a single expression. How do we evaluate that? So let's see examples. So I want you to always bear this BEDMAS in mind. Actually, excuse me. All right, so let's see this first one. I don't know. I want you to just guess how you think what value. I mean, you can pause a bit and look at it. What do you think this is going to evaluate to, considering, I mean, this order of operation that we listed here? So if we are going to be following this, maybe we say bracket. There is no bracket here. Okay. So what your bracket is actually used for is to enforce a particular order. So if there is no bracket, the default thing is just going to follow all of this order, right? From left to right like that. But if there is brackets specified, then it's just going to evaluate what is in your, so your bracket takes more priority over any other thing. Do you understand? Over any other operator. Okay, so let's see. For this, we have 8 minus 2 times 4 divided by floor division 2 plus 6, right? So if we look at this probably is going to evaluate exponential first. I mean, there is no exponential as well. There's going to evaluate either division or multiplication first. Okay, so let's see. So you try to calculate that at your hand and tell me the result, and then let's print what the result is going to be from here. So I'm going to print this and I'm going to show you how to actually manipulate this to get different results. Okay, I think I have some other things to be commented, right? So let me run this again. So this is giving me 10. So how does it evaluate to 10 anyways? So let's see, what is it doing? 4 times 2, that's 8. What's the next division? 8 divided by 2, that's 4. Okay, so we have 8 minus 4 plus 6. Let's see. 8 minus 4 plus 6. Okay, if that's the case, then plus and multiplication are actually, I mean, plus and minus are on the same level. Okay, so let's see. 8 minus 4, that's 4. 4 plus 6, and that's 10 actually. So that's 4 plus 6, and that's how it evaluated to 10. Okay, I hope that is actually straightforward. But if you want to actually alter this, I can introduce brackets and make it to evaluate. In fact, maybe this first. Let's see if it's still going to give the same result. Now it's 7. And that's because the first thing is going to attend to is going to be our bracket, our parentheses. Look, it's going to look out for those ones in bracket first, and we have 2 plus 6 in bracket. Evaluate that, and that will be 8. So it's going to replace what we have here. Coming, let me just copy this. Oh, Control Z. I know why I'm doing this. Right, I just want to copy. So it's going to evaluate what we have here, and that will be 2 plus 6, and that will be 8. Right? So then follow the other order, that's exponential, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, to arrive at 7. Okay, so you can also, if I make this to, if I make it to evaluate 8 minus 2 first, the result will definitely change, should change. Right, so we have 3 now because it's going to evaluate 8 minus 2. Now, when there is brackets and there is brackets, I mean multiple brackets, it's just going to start from left to right and evaluate what you have in your expression. Okay, so it takes the first bracket it sees from the left, which is 8 minus 2, and then we have 6. We have 6 here, that will be 6 times 4, and then evaluate what we have in this. That will be 2 plus that will be 8. So what is just going to happen now is, since they are also on the same level of priority, it's just going to say 6 times 4, and that will give us 20. 20 divided by 8. 20 divided by 8 supposed to give us what? I don't know what. That's supposed to give us a float number, right? Maybe 2.5. But because we are, oh, so let's see. I hope I'm wrong. Print. See, I'm thinking it's evaluated to 2, but it's evaluating to 3. So am I missing something out? 6 times 4. Oh, I was doing 5 times 4. So 6 times 4 is actually 30. It's actually 24 rather. Sorry, it's 24. So that will be 24 divided by 8, and that will give us 3. So there is actually no um decimal place anyway. So that will be 3. So that's correct. I was wrong. I thought that was 5 times 4. All right, so that's it for that one. Okay, so you can introduce your brackets to actually enforce a particular level of precedence or order or priority level that you want for your expression. Okay, so let's see another one. Now, I said something about when you have the same operator, when you have an operator that have the same order of precedence or level of precedence with another one, or even if it's that same operator that was repeated, what will happen? How will he evaluate? And then I said something about moving from left to right, and I mean whatever one it sees on the left first, evaluate that one and then move towards the right side. But that is not the power raised to power operator. The exponential operator is not included in that rule. Yeah, so for this you move from right to left. Okay, so let me just write that, right to left, so the opposite. All right, so let's see. I'm going to clear this, then I'm going to print the result of this. Now we have exponential operator twice in this particular expression. If you are moving from left to right, you'll be having 2 raised to power 3, then whatever the result is raised to power 2. Okay, but that may not be accurate enough. You can actually check. So if I'm doing 2 raised to power 3, that will be 8, then 8 raised to power 2 will be 64. So let me see what this is going to give me. So this is giving me 512. Sorry, I have to comment this out. This is giving me 512. Moving from, I mean, I said moving from left to right, right? It's going to be it's supposed to, if I'm moving from left to right, it's supposed to give me 64. So let me see this. If I enforce a bracket here, so this should give 64. Yes, but without that, it automatically knows that if there is exponential, it moves from its right to its left. Okay, so what it's going to do is going to do 3 raised to power 2, and then whatever the result is going to be raised, it's going to raise 2 to that particular power. So let's see, and that will give us 512. All right, so I hope that is simple enough. So if you have an expression and you know it's not that straightforward, or there can be a bit of confusion, like especially like the first one that we had here, it's better, in fact even the second one, it's better you actually put in your parentheses, your brackets, to enforce a particular order of evaluation or precedence. All right, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you've been able to learn about operators in Python, and these are also applicable, mostly applicable to other programming languages too. So I hope it's going to be useful for you. I want you to drop your comment if you have a question, if you have a suggestion, if you have something you want to point out, okay, an observation or whatever thing, just drop the comment. Make sure you like, share so that we can reach more people. All right. Thank you very much. Bye. See you in the next video. So I found this site and I think it's actually quite interesting. We can always come here to test our knowledge of each topic we cover. Okay, so this is for basic operators. So let's go through the test together. Excuse me. Let's go through the test together. The first question says, which is the correct operator for power? I mean, x raised to power y. So I'm going to give my answer, but I want you to maybe pause, give your answer first, and then continue. So here the answer is B. Yeah. Which of these is floor division? Remember we talked about floor division when we talked about arithmetic operators, right? Okay, so the floor division is this double slash B. All right. So what is the order of precedence in Python? I think I've also explained that as well. Parentheses here is the same thing as brackets. All right. So remember the BEDMAS I gave, and that's the order: parentheses, exponential, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So I think is that is in that order. That's A. All right. So the next one. What is the answer to this expression? 23 divided by, modulo 3. This talks about, the modulo talks about the remainder of any division done. All right, so that would be 1. So let's see. Okay, B1. So mathematical operations can be performed on strings. Strings are actually tests, so you can't perform mathematical operations on them. Okay. However, you can use your plus and multiplication to do some concatenation and joining and all of that, but that's not the same thing as performing mathematical operations. So this should be false. Yeah, B false. Operators with the same precedence are evaluated in which manner? They're evaluated left to right except for exponential. So that will be A. Yes, A. What is the output of this expression? 3 times 1 times, raised to power 3. So we start with raised to power the exponential part, and that will be 1 raised to power 3. That will be 3. That will be 1. Okay, then we are left with 1 times 3, and that's 3. And that will be C. Yes. So which of the following has the same precedence level? We talked about two groups. We have the addition, subtraction, then we have multiplication and division having the same precedence, okay, level. So for this, the only right combination here that I can see is addition and subtraction. So this answer is A. Yes. So expression in x implies that the variable x is converted to integer. So I've not really talked about type conversion, but yes, this is used to convert whatever value you pass into this bracket to integer value. So this is true. All right. So which one of the following has the highest precedence in the expression? Don't forget your BEDMAS or PEDMAS, whatever you want to call it. All right. So here we have exponential. Okay, more than addition, multiplication is more than addition. Okay, then we still have parentheses, so parentheses has to be the answer. That's the highest level of precedence. Okay, so that's D. All right, I think that's all for that. So I will probably share the link with us so that we can always come here after each topic, come here and just test your knowledge of what you've learned in the video to be able to judge if you're actually following or if you are able to get the point or not. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.